Donald Trump means business, and that includes the fact that this diversity, equity, inclusion nonsense, and I mean nonsense, is over. He issued an executive order about it, and guess what? Bunch of people are going to be out of jobs. What do you know? All these DEI chiefs all over the country working for the federal government, they are done. They are out of their gigs. It's a new day. And by the way, we're just talking about inflation and saving money and printing money, and we have all these people working in positions that are DEI hires that are being put on leave effective today. So Chris Rufo, if you don't follow him, check him out. He's great, and he's been all over sort of the woke academia and the destruction it's caused. He writes here, and I'm going to, you know what, you guys you're on me about the super chats. Let me see if I can read Steve Frischman's super chat. Thank you for that right now. I'm going to get to that in just a second. Thank you for your support. Chris Rufo pointing out that the new Trump EO instructs the federal government to investigate DEI at higher institutions, higher educations with endowments over $1 billion. In other words, get ready, Harvard. Your Claudine gay DE nightmare has just begun. Hi, Steve Frischman. It's good to have you here. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. All your support, guys. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to have such a big tune-in from all of you. But look, I mean, Harvard, yeah, get ready. Harvard, Princeton, Yale, Columbia, you name it. You can't just keep putting people in because of the color of their skin. I mean, I realize that this is what Joy Reid wants. I realize that this is what the leftist extremists want. I realize that so much of this came out of Black Lives Matter and the movement that was created. But I also realize that, you know what? America's over it. Because guess what? They voted for Donald Trump. They want Donald Trump there because they're sick of the craziness. They're sick of, just picking people because of the color of their skin. If you think about it, isn't that actually just reverse discrimination? I mean, how is that not discriminatory? If you choose somebody else over me because somebody else has a different color of skin, it's the same thing as choosing somebody because they're white. You're just choosing them because they're black. I mean, this is absolutely gross. So yeah, Joy Reid's having a really, really, really hard time with this. Everybody over on MSNBC is having a really, really, really hard time with this because, they just can't believe that this day has come. They thought that they warned you. They thought that they told you, don't, whatever you do, vote for this guy. And yeah, it's here. This moment is here. And they're all just going to have to get used to it because you should not actually be putting people in positions of power just because of the color of their skin. So this is all going to change, not just in government, but actually in these institutions as well. If only it could change in Philadelphia. Did you see this one? The newly elected mayor there in Philadelphia. My lordy, this woman can't even spell.
Let me hear you all say, E-L-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
How embarrassing, right? I mean, what is that telling you about Philly? It reminded me of this.
Woohoo! I'm a college man. I won't need my high school diploma anymore. I am too smart. I am too smart. I am too smart. I am too smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-T.
And like everybody on Twitter was all over this Philadelphia mayor. Mays Moore writes, DEI should be illegal, right? That's how you spell it. And Colin Rugg, who's got a great Twitter account, by the way, I encourage you to check him out. He actually posted this. And somebody wrote back, Philadelphia should just forgo a mayoral debate next time. Just have a spelling bee. If this is the standard, limit the words to third grade level. Otherwise, we won't see round two. To which Colin writes, whoever can spell Eagles correctly becomes mayor. Not a bad idea. I mean, come on, right? Like, this is so bonkers. But the good news is, ladies and gentlemen, the really good news is we have an adult in the room. And he's going through and he's like, you know what? If you're not on board with my policies, you're fired. You're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired. If you're some DEI chief in government, guess what? You're definitely fired. I mean, can you imagine? Even the FAA The FAA is hiring based on DEI. Do you think I want my pilot being hired just because of the color of his or her skin? No, thank you. Donald Trump purging White House staff right now, people who don't see eye to eye with MAGA. He's on a roll. He's getting rid of thousands right now. Major initiative here. He's telling everybody, guess what? New York Post, you're fired. You're fired. You're out of here. You're talking about thousands of people. He got rid of them on day one. In fact, just after the balls that evening, after he was dancing so beautifully with Melania, he fired 4 people right there on Truth Social, including Jose Andres from the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition, Mark Milley from the National Infrastructure Advisory Council. You had Brian Hook from the Wilson Center for Scholars, and Keisha Lance Bottoms from the President's Export Council. Guess what? You're all fired. You know who else is getting their security clearances revoked? None other than those spies who lied. All of them. Ex-spooks, 51 of them, a bunch of nothing but political hacks that came out and lied to the American people, got the New York Post Twitter account shut down. That may have been part of the reason why Elon went in and bought X. Think about that. So everything is changing, and it's just kind of amazing. It's wonderful. You know what? Market's way up. World markets love it. We're on a tear. We're on a roll. You want to be part of it. Tell you what, go over to 76 Research. This is the company I founded with my very dear longtime friend who has spent 20 plus years on Wall Street trading stocks, running funds, mutual funds. Check out 76research.com. Use code word dollar today because listen, guys, the train has left the station and everything's going up and away. 76research.com. Subscribe to the 76 Report, or better yet, get one of those model portfolios. I'm showing you where the model portfolio performance is right there in that graphic. I mean, this is the time, right? This is the time to be part of all of this growth and excitement.